everyone. I'm Miss Trish, and I'm one of the RE teachers for UU St. Petersburg, and I'm here with the third lesson in our series, What Does It Mean to Be a People of Healing? This session asks us to listen before you try to help and heal others, which ties in with our second UU principle. I'm going to light the chalice so we can get started. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Our faith asks us to serve others. It's part of our second UU principle: justice, equality, and compassion in human relations. But sometimes when we try and help and heal others, we assume we know exactly what they need. But sometimes we're wrong. So what's one of the ways our faith guides us into becoming a people of healing? It tells us, listen before you try to help and heal others. It tells us to remember the platinum rule. Well, I know about the golden rule, to do unto others as we would have others do unto us. But what is the platinum rule? Well, here's something gold to go along with the golden rule. And here's something platinum. We're pretending it's platinum. Actually it's silver, to help us remember the platinum rule. And what does that say? It says, do unto others as they want done unto them. The platinum rule is about recognizing what others want rather than imposing our ideas upon them. When we try to serve others without asking what they'd like, we really aren't helping them or offering the healing that we'd like to. Instead, we are assuming that we know better what they need for help than they know themselves. I'm going to pose some questions to help us clarify our understanding of these two rules, the golden rule and the platinum rule. And after I ask the questions, you can pause the video and discuss them, or maybe just think more deeply about them. The first question is, have you ever heard of the platinum rule before today? And what do you think is the difference between the golden rule and the platinum rule? The second question is, how might the world be different if we asked people what they needed for help? And the third question is has anyone ever tried to help you without asking first what you really need? If you remember from last week's lesson, we talked about Carolyn McDade and how she wrote that hymn, Spirit of Life. Well, during the time she wrote it, she was working on the Central American peace and solidarity movement. Some countries in Central America were having a lot of unrest, and the United States wanted to send armed forces down there. But the group of people that got together and called themselves a Central American Solidarity Movement wanted to solve their own problems. Our story for today is the Imams and the Family Clinic in Nigeria. And this story was told to Katie Covey, who is the Director of Religious Education for the Soul Matters curriculum. It was told to her by her brother, Ian Tweedy, who was living in Abuja, Nigeria. And here's how Katie told the story. My brother has worked in many health issues in West Africa over the years, including family planning, HIV and AIDS, malaria, maternal and child health, and nutrition. He has diverse experience working on community-based approaches in both rural and suburban settings in a variety of African nations. He told me this story about asking how he and his organization could help the Muslim community he was working with in Nigeria. The family clinics is in one of the states of Nigeria and was not very well attended. I went to the leaders of the community, her brother said, and in this case it was the imams, and the imams are like ministers or rabbis in the Islamic faith, and they are religious leaders. I sat down with the head of the imams to try and find out why. We visited for a bit, and finally I asked, "How can we help?" The imam was shocked. He had never been asked this before. And I knew why. Usually, aid organizations don't want to spend time asking the community. They just go in and do it. But I knew that hadn't worked in the past and wouldn't work now. I didn't see any point in another failure, so I asked him, "How can we help?" We were trying to increase the use of the family clinics in this one rural area. The imam explained that the Muslim families in his area didn't like family clinics. They didn't like white Westerners trying to limit the number of children Nigerian Muslim families could have. However, said the imam, the Quran tells us to space our children out for the health of the mother and the betterment of the family. If we provided child spacing help, that would be very welcome. And so, the clinics were then called child spacing clinics. The imams encouraged their families to use them, and they were very enthusiastic in their support of the clinics, and the use of the clinics skyrocketed. Her brother had applied the platinum rule because he asked what they needed instead of just assuming that he knew best how to serve the families. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I'm going to leave you with a prayer. It's a chant that I think everyone would like for their own health and healing, and you've probably heard it before. It's called, "May we be filled with loving kindness," and it goes like this. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease and happy. May we be happy. If you'd like to do a longer compassionate meditation, we'll include a link and you can find it on YouTube. For now, I'm going to sign off. This is Miss Trish from UU St. Petersburg. Have a safe week. I love you. Namaste. Bye until next time.
I invite you to move into our meditation position. Sit comfortably in your chair or on the floor. Put your hands on your lap or on your knees. Sit up nice and tall and focus your eyes in front of you. Find your breath breathing in your body by taking one breath in through your nose and slowly breathing it out of your mouth.
Offering healing and help to people must start with asking them how they define the problem they are struggling with. Like with this game, we may think to see their struggle clearly when in truth they have an entirely different perspective on it. So let's continue to play this game as a reminder that we can never assume or hold the one right view. This is what enables us to follow the platinum rule. Do unto others as they want done unto them. So even though there are multiple ways to see the objects, was it still hard for you to let go of the idea of seeing images that was better that way? Now, I want you guys to take time to intentionally write or create pieces so that different people can interpret them in different ways. See what you can come up with. All right, hello parents. Now during the small group time on this video, which is kind of tricky to facilitate because this is a pre-recording and a lot of this is really designed for us to do a Zoom or some type of in-person setting. I hope that one day we'll be able to do something like meet at the park or in our backyard and of course be socially distanced and have our lesson there. So we explored how offering healing to help people must start by asking them how do they define the struggles that they're actually dealing with. To get this, we use these images that she had saw and to show them the variety of ambiguous images and had everybody share what image they saw first. Like this game, we may think they're struggling clearly when in truth they have an entirely different perspective on it. So the game became a reminder that we can never really assume we hold this one right view, and instead always need to honor how others view their own circumstances and challenges. So with this in mind, invite your children to guide you through the game. Use it as an occasion to talk to them about different times in your life when you struggle with your own dynamic. Make sure to stay in touch on our Facebook page or on our Instagram page, YouTube, Twitter. We are on many social media platforms. I hope to see you guys all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. I will see you next week. Bye.